Hi everyone, welcome to this week's video and welcome to 2024. I'm so excited for the start of the new year, and today's video is extra exciting because we're starting a brand new project pan for 2024. If you want to see my 2023 project pan, I will have that playlist linked down below, and I did film the finale of that last week, so be sure to check that out. But today we're going to go through the 5 products that I'm going to be starting 2024 with for my Project Pan series. Just as a little introductory info, I choose 5 makeup items to be working on at a time, and my goal is to 100% finish each item. So once I finish an item, I roll it out and then I pick something else from my collection to roll in so that there are always 5 items that I'm working on. I don't have any rules about picking particular items from my collection. Like if I were to use up an entire face powder, I don't have to roll in another face powder. I just kind of go with what I feel like using up. Sometimes I pick items that I'm not sure how I feel about them, so I just want to use them more consistently and get my thoughts on them. Other times I choose products that are just older in my collection and that I just really need to work through. And sometimes I just pick items that I really love and just want to use all the time. So with all of that being said, if you want to see the 5 items that I'm starting 2024 with, then just keep watching. All right, so let's jump right in. If you watched my Project Pan finale last week, you will already know 2 of the items that I'm rolling in that I started using at the end of 2023. So let's start with those 2 items since they're not going to be that much of a surprise. The first is my Smashbox Contour Kit. Here is what we are starting with. The contour shade does have a little bit of pan in it. The bronzer shade, I feel like I have to be getting close. And then, as I've said plenty of times before, the highlight shade is just not for me. It's not the right shade. It's not a good highlight shade for me. I've tried using it other ways on my face and it's not doing it. So my plan for this is that eventually I will start to scrape some of it out and mix it in with the body lotion to hopefully make kind of a glowy body lotion. So kind of cheating a little bit on that, but at the end of the day, I do want to use the entire palette up. So this is where we're starting, and I really feel like I will be able to use this up in the first 6 months of the year. So that is the hope and goal. So we will see how that goes in the coming months. The next item that I'm rolling in, which technically wasn't a part of my 2023 project pan, but I was using it to help lighten one of my darker powders, is my e.l.f. Camo Powder Foundation. I have it in the shade Light 205. So here's what we're starting with. No pan or anything, but it's hard to see on camera, but there was like some embossing on here that said like e.l.f. Camo. That's pretty much gone. So I feel like using it in 2023 as the lightening shade for my darker powder really helped me get a good start on this product to hopefully be pretty successful in 2024. So this is a pretty light shade. I definitely would say, you know, go in the store and look at them if you can. I ordered mine online and tried to do the shade matcher and it still gave me a super, super light shade. I also feel like in general, the camo powders tend to pull quite yellow and I need more of just a neutral undertone. So that's also something to keep in mind when looking at this product. But my goal for this year is to use up more of the face powders in my collection. I really don't have that many. If you watched my reorganization video a couple weeks ago, I will link that below as well. I really only have 3 powders in my collection right now. I have this one, I have the Maybelline Super Stay powder, which is too dark for me right now. And then I have the CoverGirl Clean Fresh powder. My all-time favorite powder that I've tried over the past few years is the Kosas Cloud Set powder. And I did pan that in, I think 2022. So my goal is if I can use up at least 1 more powder, hopefully 2, then I can kind of justify spending more money repurchasing the Kosas powder. But this is where we're starting with this powder. I really don't know how long it's going to take me because I haven't really been using it consistently all over my face. I've just been using a little dab here and there. So excited to get more use on this and hopefully roll another powder out of my collection. The next item that I have chosen to roll into my 2024 project pan is this contouring stick from Wet n Wild. I have had this for quite a while and I actually really like it. I have it in the shade Oaks on You. So you can see I've already used quite a bit of it just over time. That's where we're starting. It's almost flat with the packaging, but there's still a chunk of this left to go. So, I mean, maybe it doesn't look like that much, but again, this is a product that I never really have just like used consistently over time. I just pull it out here and there. And I do feel like I have a number of cream contours in my collection at the moment, so I felt like this would be a good one to kind of start working on. It's also been in my collection for a while, so I want to try and use this up. Hard to predict how long that's going to take, but I'm planning on, basically I'm going to use it as like the underpaging or whatever and do that almost every day if I can and if I have time. So we will see. It'll be interesting to see in next month's update what the difference is in the weight and the length of what's left. The next item is not necessarily the most exciting item, but it is my ABH Brow Powder. I have this in the Blonde Duo shade, and actually a while ago I had hit pan and had used up a lot of the product, and it was kind of just building up around the edges. So I did kind of repress this a while ago. So I have more pan going here and some in the middle. So I've had this for quite a while, and I really go back and forth with the way I do my brows. I would say brows is probably my least favorite part of my makeup routine. And I kind of go back and forth between using a powder and then using a pencil and a gel. So since I've had this for a while and there's already pan and it's been repressed once, I kind of thought, you know what, this is a product that really does stand the test of time and also lasts a long time. So I think it's actually a really good value for your money, and it works really well if you get the right shade. But I do want to try and use this up because, again, I have a few brow products in my collection that I would like to kind of get more use out of and work through. And I've had this one for a number of years at this point, so I think it's time to try and use this up. Again, I don't know how long that's going to take. It's hard to predict, but I think consistent use will help build this along, and I think it will be interesting in next month's update to see if I've expanded any of the pan areas and how much. The final product that I've chosen actually came after my last Shop My Stash video. I had pulled in this e.l.f. like skinny lipstick in the shade Tea Rose, and I just feel like it's a nice everyday color. I'm wearing it today. It definitely skews a little more on the cool tone side. It's got that kind of almost cool toned gray undertone, if you will, but I just think it's a really good everyday color. And again, like I did last year with some of my lipsticks, I think I will be able to use this as a cream blush as well to help me work through the product. So there is quite a bit of this left, a lot more than I thought was in here considering how long I've had it, and felt like I used it a ton when I first got it. I don't even know, I don't think e.l.f. makes these skinny lipsticks anymore. I have two of them, but this is the more wearable shade. So I'm hoping to work my way through this, and if I use it as the cream blush like I did my other lip products, I think I can do that fairly quickly. I definitely have realized over the past few years what my lip product preferences are, and that's good to figure out so I can make better purchasing decisions and also focus on using up what I do have and what I like and kind of clearing out some of the older items in my collection. This is definitely an older item. Like I said, I don't even think e.l.f. makes it anymore. But those are the 5 items that I'm going to be starting 2024 with. I tried to be a little more creative with what I was choosing and not necessarily do a gimme product in the beginning, although sometimes that is a really fun way to start if you're starting out with project panning and it's your first time. It's always good to pick a product that you know you'll go through really quickly just so that you have that little bit of a confidence booster early on. This is my 3rd-ish year doing project panning, so I really wanted to dive in to some products that I knew would take me some time and really focus on those starting out, and then maybe throughout the year add in some of those gimme products here and there, depending on what I'm also organically using outside of my project pan. So thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed. Leave a comment below letting me know what you are project panning this year, whether it's makeup items, skincare items, eyeshadows. I have been debating if I want to do a pan those eyeshadows project as well. So let me know again in the comments if that's something that you would like to see or that you think would be beneficial. I really don't have a lot of pans in my eyeshadow collection. And even though I cleared out a number of eyeshadow palettes in my last declutter, I've also brought in a number of eyeshadow palettes in 2023, and I already have my eye on a few more already to bring in as well. So maybe that would be a worthwhile project. I don't know. I'm a little hesitant because it's scary to think about randomly selecting eyeshadows from different palettes to use and then really only being confined to using those 5 all the time to create looks. So in a way it could boost your creativity, but if you get 5 that don't really go together, I don't know how I would deal with that. But anyway, let me know if you think that would be interesting, and I might film that in the next couple of weeks, get one up in January, we'll see. I'm also sad, I think this is gonna be my last video filmed with my Christmas tree in the background because it is the first week of January, so it's about time to take all of those things down. But I hope everyone had a lovely new year. Welcome to 2024. Thank you for watching today's video. Give it a thumbs up, subscribe, hit that notification bell, and I will see you in next week's video. Bye.